love leadership. When you get it right, you become a relationship first responder. You're the one that has the awareness. You're the one that's using your empathy, and you have these specific skills for all of your relationships.
Right. Hey y'all, it's Cullen and Elitia here, your favorite relationship coaches at WhenLoveWorks Dynamically.
Where we teach you how to love smart, lead with intention, and build relationships that actually work. And today's topic is one of my favorites because it's the core of our work at WhenLoveWorks Dynamically, and it's the core of every healthy relationship. Emotional intelligence with love leadership.
And if you like what you're hearing, then stay until the end. We got a great announcement for you.
Now, you might be wondering, what is love leadership? Love leadership is at the core of all the work we do in relational health because it's all around you having the skills, the empathy, the mindset, and the self awareness to build, sustain, and repair your relationships.
Yeah.
Listen, love leadership. When you get it right, you become a relationship first responder. You're the one that has the awareness. You're the one that's using your empathy, and you have these specific skills for all of your relationships.
Right. And what we love about it is not about control. It's about contribution and collaboration. Two of you working together to create what you envision. Really, all health relationships are co-led. Both people need to be willing and able to do the work.
Yeah. And love leadership is a title, but it's not one that you're going to have all the time. You may
Right.
be a love leader in your relationship when it comes to communication. Your partner may be a love leader when it comes to conflict resolution. But because you're in a relationship together, it's going to make your love sustainable because you have the tools together.
Yeah, it's a meritocracy.
It is.
You know, the leadership will be dictated based on who is the leader in that particular area.
Because I remember when we were dating early on, even when we first got married, one of the things we realized is Cullen came from a healthy communication family, right? And so that was a norm in all of his relationship types, at home and working in the community. But for us, we had a lot of things that were left unsaid, a lot of assumptions. And so for our relationship to be healthy, we had to have a foundational basis for both of us to be on the same page. But he was the love leader initially when it came to communication. He was the one that had the skills of self-awareness that, wait, this communication is breaking down. He had the relationship building skills to repair it when it caused a conflict as well.
So one of the ways that you really harvest a great relationship is by tending to emotional intelligence. Because it truly matters. How you recognize, understand, and manage your emotions are going to dictate just how much health and well-being is actually in your relationship.
Because it's going to dictate how you're going to respond to your partner. High EQ couples often resolve conflict quickly. They communicate often. They don't assume. They build deeper trust. And they create this emotional safety for a liberated experience. They're going to enjoy a healthier love life because they have high IQ.
Well, let me tell you this. I remember seeing this when I was young, when I was like a teenager, and a teacher actually told me, "Yeah, we're gonna go in and we're gonna build our argument, and we're gonna talk about this, this, that, and the other." And we went in, and that's exactly what we did. We had all the argument is a discussion. You take the sting out of an argument by controlling your emotions.
Yeah.
When you remove the emotion out of it, and two people have a different point of view, now it becomes wealth. The two of you are sharing wealth with one another, and the better point actually wins. So at the end, both people are winning, especially if you're a couple. You know, the two of you share what works, and you're like, yeah, well, I do it this way. Well, I do it this way. Remove the emotion. How's that not winning?
At WhenLoveWorks Dynamically, we want you to remember that emotional intelligence is the difference between reacting to your partner and responding with love. One is going to break trust, one is going to build it. We don't want you to have to build trust over and over again. Use emotional intelligence in your relationships.
So now we just want to describe like a couple common EQ struggles in relationships and how you can actually notice and actually determine if that's what's happening. And typically in low relationship skill level situations, when a person has a low relationship skill level, they tend to stonewall, shut down, and there are tons of outages in those relationships. And if you haven't read our book, All Outages is when you're not speaking. and so you're on timeout. That's grown up timeout. And then there's also like passive aggressiveness or emotional outbursts. There are a lot of people that believe, you know, that they're doing something when they're passive aggressive. They think that
They get them back.
that's no. They think that's that's not as bad as like cursing you out or hitting you or stuff like that. And it's and
yeah, they believe when
it's
they
still
passive aggressive, they taking a sting off what they really
right what they
could
really
do.
wanted to do. And well, you might have a case for that when there's some other things that yeah, you can make a case that they're not as it's not as crazy as doing what you might have wanted to do, but it's still very negative and
Yeah.
very dysfunctional.
Yeah, when you have a low relationship skill level, that's indicative of low emotional intelligence in your relationship.
Yeah, and you may think that's pushing you forward to the next level, but it's not.
Yeah.
Now, on the low communication skill level, there's there's people that just stop talking altogether. They don't express themselves well when they express themselves at all, and usually with people who struggle with communication, everything's an argument.
They really didn't express what they wanted. They let it go.
Yeah.
They repressed it. And then when they do talk, it's an argument. So
Everything's an argument.
if you have low communication skills, that's just indicative of your emotional intelligence within your relationship has to develop.
Yeah.
You're going to feel defensive for everything. Everything is going to be disruptive, but it's really an invitation for you to build up communication within your relationship.
Right. Likewise, with people that have low conflict resolution level skills, everything's an argument as well. And here's the thing, they afford accountability altogether, and they very rarely engage in repair conversations.
Yeah.
And you're not going to evolve that way. I guarantee you, you grew up over there, your partner grew up over there. Even if you grew up on the same street, I guarantee you there was different messaging in both households. Without the two of you coming in and having repair conversations or just accountability conversations, you will never grow. You will be 2 years, 3 years in and still have the same level of maturation you did when you actually met each other.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Low conflict resolution skills are not a place you want to stay. But again, it is pointing to a level of low emotional intelligence within your relationship. So do
Right.
some work on conflict resolution because it's not going away. Conflict is not a bad word.
Right.
Yeah, for you to get better in your relationship at emotional intelligence, we highly recommend you using a love leadership model. And we have three basic pillars of love leadership. One is self-awareness. You are you all the time. So you have to be aware how you impact other people, more importantly, your partner. Number two is you have to develop relationship building skills.
Wait a minute, I want to say something about the self-awareness, right? Your self-awareness skills, it's important that you understand where your self ends and where your emotions begin. Your emotions are the equivalent of this outfit right here. You they're on you in this situation, off you for another situation. You have to treat it for what it is. I mean, emotions are extremely important. They're the thing that makes love so exciting in intimate partner relationships. And
Could
you
you
should
imagine
embrace
being in
it.
a relationship with a dull, emotionless person?
Right, right.
You have to bring emotions to the relationship, but you have to know how to pick them up and put them down too.
The negative relationships also serve a purpose. They let you know when something's problematic.
Yeah.
But it's just that. Don't if you are if you're days in, hours in on that same emotion, then you're missing the point of the emotion. It's designed to point to a red flag, deal with it, move on. But it's clothing. Take it off, shed it, and move on.
And that's why the first pillar is self-awareness. You have to know your triggers. You have to know your needs. You have to know your emotional habits. One of the tools that we use with our love leader members is their profile. We actually make them do a relationship audit so that they can name and own their own patterns.
Right.
Being self-aware is you being keenly aware of you and how it impacts
Yep.
the world around you, specifically your partner.
Right.
Another pillar in love leadership is relationship building skills.
Right.
Now, oftentimes we weren't explicitly taught how to build, sustain, and repair relationships, and that's okay. But if you desire to be in a healthy love relationship, you have to have the same level of desire to get the skills to create the healthy relationship. You can't just use lip service and say, I want love, I want this great relationship, or I hope it, or I deserve it. Look at me, I deserve it. No, it's actually skills you have to learn to get what you say you want.
Right. I promise you that your relationship, first of all, people are dynamic. Even some people that you might consider dull, they're dynamic. They're changing and growing all the time. And so are you. And I promise you, if you are not changing to match the growth that inherently happens in you, you will be left behind and you will be playing from behind in your relationship.
That's right.
So that's why we exist. That's why we created our business to actually serve in this area, to help people to grow and not be surprised by the changes that happen throughout their life.
So get relationship building skills. You need to know how to build, sustain, and repair your relationships, the one that you say you deserve.
Yeah.
A third pillar in love leadership is empathy and mutuality.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Listening is a phenomenal skill. If you listen to actually learn your partner, you are going to accrue so much intel. But if you listen to win, you're serving your ego. And you may win an argument, but that person that listens to understand, they're going to actually they're going to win. A true win is not winning an argument. Winning an argument, that's not winning. But winning is when you're actually growing and you're gaining power together and learning how to actually adapt and understand and know how to serve one another, and actually also know how to um, actually handle the conflict resolution that's going to come your way. When you have the skills for that, it's not an argument. It's not a fight. It's just two people collaborate
and making decisions with both people in mind.
Yes.
Listen, at WhenLoveWorks Dynamically, we don't want you to struggle with these. So if you are struggling, listen, you're not broken. You just haven't learned the skills yet. That's what we're here for.
Yep.
You can learn. If you're ready to learn these skills, you could join us by becoming a member with Love Leadership.
Right.
We give you the tools for emotional intelligence. We want you to navigate this journey with clarity, with confidence in your skills, and control the success of your journey. And remember, we say we have a special announcement. You stayed all the way to the end. We appreciate you. So, just for you, you can schedule a free consultation with us. Find out if we're a good fit for you on your relationship success journey. Click the link.
Oh, see you in the next episode.